knotted gown drapes the midnight floor like crepes. Bone flute whispers warnings from forgotten lore towards creatures on the dungeon floor. The ancient age exhales over river's glass. A rose blooms crimson where ghosts pass. A spiritual trespass, dawn at last. Finalmente l'alba. Midnight has passed. Fire by the lyre, sparks rise through the air like wires. Vampire echoes haunt the night everywhere in dry earth. We dance along the water, pale and bold, centuries old. In the moonlit twilight, our legends unfold like saints' robes. Fuego junto a la lira, las chispas ascienden por el aire como hilos secos. Vampíricos acechan la noche por doquier sobre la tierra árida. Danzamos junto al agua, pálidos y audaces, con siglos de antigüedad en el crepúsculo iluminado por los huesos. Nuestras leyendas se despliegan como las túnicas de los santos. Being a wrapped arches, murmur of a forged time in wardrobes of gold twine. Stone and bone keep the rhythm fine like chimes in a rhyme. A beacon of embers rises from the shoreline in misty cries, surreal divine. What's real is time on angel tides. From here we ride into the blackest skies, grenade and sign, holy side. Speckles on the eggs of dragons' spines, in the invisible they hide. Ominous and glorious gods in the fight. Dark stone knotted gown drapes the midnight floor like grapes. Bum 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 bum. Flute whispers warnings from forgotten lore towards creatures on the dungeon floor. The ancient age exhales over river's glass. A rose blooms crimson where ghosts pass. A spiritual trespass, dawn at last. Un abito di pietra scura e annodata tropeggia il pavimento di mezzanotte come crepe. Un flauto d'osso sussurra moniti tratti da un sapere dimenticato, rivolti alle creature sul suolo del dungeon. L'era antica esala il suo respiro sul vetro del fiume. Una rosa spoccia cremisila dove passano i fantasmi. Una trasgressione spirituale. Finalmente l'alba. Fire by the lyre, sparks rise through the air like wires. Vampire echoes haunt the night everywhere in dry earth. We dance along the water, pale and bold, centuries old. In the moonlit twilight, our legends unfold like saints' robes. Cheat codes, heaven glows, God knows, holding ropes. Ring, 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 in a wrapped arches, murmur of a forged time in wardrobes of gold twine. Stone and bone keep the rhythm fine like chimes in rhyme. A beacon of embers rises from the shoreline and misty cries, real divine. What's real is time on angel tides. From here we ride into the blackest skies, grenade and sign, holy side. Speckles on the eggs of dragons' spines, in the invisible they hide. Ominous and glorious God. Passano i fantasmi, una trasgressione spirituale. Finalmente l'alba. Fire by the lyre, sparks rise through the air like wires. Vampire echoes haunt the night everywhere in dry earth. We dance along the water, pale and bold, centuries old. In the moonlit twilight, our legends unfold like saints' robes. Cheat codes, heaven glows, God knows, holding ropes. Vine wrapped arches, murmur of a forged time in wardrobes of gold twine. Stone and bone keep the rhythm fine like chimes and rhyme. A beacon of embers rises from the shoreline and misty cries, surreal divine. What's real is time on angel tides. From here we ride into the blackest skies, grenade and sign, holy side. Speckles on the eggs of dragons' spines, in the invisible they hide. Ominous and glorious gods in the fight. Finalmente l'alba. Finalmente l'alba. Dark stone knotted gown drips a midnight floor like crepes. Bone flute whispers warnings from forgotten lore towards creatures on the dungeon floor. The ancient age exhales over river's glass. A rose blooms crimson where ghosts pass. A spiritual trespass. Dawn at last. Finalmente el alba. Midnight has passed. Las chispas ascienden por el aire como hilos secos vampíricos acechan la noche por doquier. Sobre la tierra árida danzamos junto al agua, pálidos y audaces, con siglos de antigüedad. En el crepúsculo iluminado por los huesos, nuestras leyendas se despliegan como las túnicas de los santos. Beanie wrapped arches murmur of a forged time, and wardrobes of gold twine, stone and bone keep the rhythm fine. Light chimes in rhyme. A beacon of embers rises from the shoreline. Surreal, divine, what's real is time. On angel tide, from here we ride into the blackest skies. Grenade and sign, holy sight, speckles on the eggs of dragon pines. In the invisible they hide, ominous and glorious gods in the fight. Finalmente el alba. Dark stone, knotted gown drapes the midnight floor like grapes. Bone whispers warnings from forgotten lore towards creatures on the dungeon floor. The ancient age exhales over river's glass. A rose blooms crimson where ghosts pass. A spiritual trespass. Dawn at last. Un abito di pietra scura e annodata trappeggia il pavimento di mezzanotte come crepe. Un flauto d'osso sussurra moniti tratti da un sapere dimenticato. Rivolti alle creature sul suolo del dungeon. L'era antica esala il suo respiro sul vetro del fiume. Una rosa sboccia cremisi laddove passano i fantasmi. Una trasgressione spirituale. Finalmente l'alba. Fire by the liar, sparks rise through the air like wires. Vampire echoes haunt the night, everywhere in dryer. We dance along the water, pale and bold, centuries old. In the bone-lit twilight, our legends unfold like saints, robes, cheap codes. Heaven glows, God knows, holding ropes. Fine wrapped arches, murmur of a forged time, and wardrobes of gold twine. Stone and bone keep the rhythm fine like awaken all embers, ashes on the shoreline. Obsidian drips from the night air, tattered wear, onyx shadows, march in cadence, cold and fair. Ink sinks its claws into the margins of land, but not for long. Bearing light where silent secrets are drawn. So nonchalant. Pitch black with breathing, the ember comes. Seems like a drawing storms in her arms. By wicker bed, basket farms. Starlit rivers flow under a velvet loom. In the sink black room, we find a room to bloom, while the constellations glow into Sumerian skies. Still velvet without sound, a silent cry wound down, a chorus of echoes, halos of ground. We wear the night like a cloak of rain, counting dead stars in the window pane. Not much further to gain, the blurry panthers wait, evening at the gate, temple to fate. Pigment obsidian drips from the night air, in tattered wear, onyx shadows, march in cadence, cold and fair. Ink sinks its claws into the margins of dawn, but not for long. Buried light where silent secrets are drawn. So nonchalant. Pitch black, quick breathing, the ember comes. Cinders look at drawing stones in our arms. By wicker basket farms. Starlit rivers flow under a velvet loom. In the sink black room, we find a room to bloom, while the constellations glow into Sumerian skies, still velvet sto in casa, niente stiamo bella di fe. Se si può pigment obsidian drips from the night air in tattered wear. Onyx shadows marching cadence, cold and fair. Ink sinks its claws into the margins of dawn, but not for long. Burying light where silent secrets are drawn, so nonchalant. Pitch black, we breathe in the embered calm. Cinders flicker, drawing storms in our arms by wicker basket farms. Starlit rivers flow under a velvet loom. In this ink black room, we find our room to bloom, while the constellations glow in tune. Cimmerian skies, still velvet without sound. A silent cry wound down, a chorus of echoes halos the ground. We wear the night like a cloak of rain, counting dead stars and no window pane. Not much further to gain, the blurry panther's way. Evening at the gate, temple to fate. Pigment obsidian drips from the night air in tattered wear. Onyx shadows marching cadence, cold and fair. Ink sinks its claws into the margins of dawn, but not for long. Bearing light where silent secrets are drawn, so nonchalant. Pitch black, we breathe in the ember calm. Cinders flicker, drawing storms in our arms by wicker basket farms. Starlit rivers flow under a velvet loom. In this ink black room, we find our room to bloom. All the constellations glow in tune. Cimmerian skies, still velvet without sound. A silent cry wound down, a chorus of echoes halos the ground. We wear the night like a cloak of rain, counting dead stars in the window pane. Not much further to gain, the blurry panther's way. Evening at the gate, temple to fate. Qitë se meri janë bërthin ka dife paza. Një brit me shturullet posht, një korje una shore ol mbulon tokën e veshim natën si një mantel shiu. Duke numëruar yjet e vdekur në një dritare të porta. Tempulli I fatit, Cimmerian skies, still velvet without sound. A silent cry wound down, chorus of echoes halos the ground. We wear the night like a cloak of rain, counting dead stars in the window pane. Not much further to gain, the blurry panther's way. Evening at the gate, temple to fate. Tangi Cimmerian tun paqbelu tru tan paswara. Tangi smenin tatu derun baduan suara. Gemalin karanta